Welcome in to South Florida Daily. I'm Megan Hayes. My co-host Kate Monahan has the day off, so it's just me. You're stuck with me today, but don't worry, we have a great show prepared for you. We are exploring so many fun places here in South Florida. We're going to take a little trip to Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in just a few minutes, but first, it's time to talk wine. One of my favorite things to talk about. It's Thirsty Thursday. We're going to City Cellar in West Palm Beach to talk with a local sommelier about how we can sound like a sommelier.
Irvin, I know nothing about wine. You know, when you're hosting a dinner party, it's always good to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yes,
So
yes.
walk
Happens to me all the time.
Exactly. So tell me some tips for people at home if you're having a dinner party. What are some tips to make you sound like you know what you're talking about when it comes to wine?
I think that's one of the biggest things you should think about when you are having a dinner at home is glassware.
Okay.
It's honestly something that I think it's taken for granted, but the glassware really completely changes the way the wine is perceived. We have 3 different glasses here, for instance, that each of them will play a very important role to how the wine is going to be tasted. We have these incredible glasses from Inferno, which is one of my favorite companies for glassware, and it's restaurant grade glasses that basically gives you this elevated experience at the comfort of your house. You have something like a burgundy glass, even the shape of the glass is made so the wine aerates here and it creates a tonal sort of effect to come to your nose. And then this sort of lip, basically what it does is that bypasses your lower lip to make sure that the wine first touches your tongue. So this really emulsifies the level of experience you're getting from the wine. And this is something that every day we take for granted. Where you might not have a $100 bottle of wine, maybe you're better off buying a $60 bottle of wine with the right glasses.
So the glass really makes a difference when it comes to
It will
wine.
make a total difference. Sometimes I have an incredible wine, and if we only have solo cups, then I'm not drinking wine.
That makes sense. So are there any other tips that people should know when choosing wine to sound more knowledgeable at home?
But I would say if you really want to look like a pro, really do research on the wine that you're actually about to serve, and try to give your guests the non-expensive experiences that you can do at home without any effort. It's just knowing what to do and when.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited to try some.
All right.
I can't wait.
We're going to start with
See.
my absolute favorite wine.
Okay.
This is a Prosecco that has 0 sugar. It's called Prosecco Zero. And this one in particular comes from the town of Treviso. Treviso is a town in the northeast part of Italy. Prosecco can only be made in Italy. It's very similar to champagne in that it has bubbles. Outside of that, it's completely different. You always want to also open the wine.
Yes.
And although it's very fun to do the big pop, in service aspects, we try to avoid that.
Definitely. And for people at home, is there any trick to opening, you know, something with bubbles in it in terms of?
Yeah, so first you want to turn, obviously, the cage 6 times, pull it out. Always keep the tongue on top of the cork,
Okay.
and then just screw it out. A lot of people spin the bottle. What you want to do is you want to just hold the cork and then turn the bottle slightly.
Oh.
And then as the cork starts to come out, don't pull, just twist out. And this really makes the wine not only be poured perfectly, but also it prevents you from getting a black eye from the
Exactly. We don't want to have
That's
any
really
injuries.
important, yes.
Absolutely.
So you can see that I'm using this wine for Prosecco, which is maybe out of the ordinary. Most people might use a flute for Prosecco. Flutes came about because they emulsify bubbles and they keep the bubbles whole. But when you're drinking something like Prosecco Zero, you want to really get these beautiful aromatics. So you're gonna get a lot of beautiful lemons and limes, a lot of pears. And the way you want to taste the wine is when you pour it, even if it's sparkling or not, you want to swirl it. And basically what that does is that it creates a large area of oxygen inside, and it starts to basically hydrolyze the alcohols. Alcohols are aromatic compounds that with oxygen becomes fruit aromas.
Okay.
Then you want to tilt the glass, and then you want to put your nose left and right to left. Basically what that does is that there's 2 glands at the back of your nose called olfactory epithelium, and they have different sensitivity levels. Every 4 hours, it shifts it. Sometimes you're more sensitive on the right, sometimes on the left. So you obviously want to get these beautiful, we call it primary notes and secondary notes.
Okay.
And now the most fun, which is tasting.
Cheers. Cheers. Salud. It's delicious. And I love that it's 0 sugar too, which is really nice. Thank you so much, Irvin. This has been so much fun, and we can't wait to come back to City Cellar when we're not working and enjoy these beautiful wines and some great food.
I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to have you.
Our coverage of Cultural Communities Week continues now on South Florida Daily, and now we're heading to one of my favorite spots. We've interviewed this chef here on South Florida Daily. You've definitely had his food before. Maybe you've been to his restaurant. Maybe you sampled it at Sunfest. We're going to Ella Curry and Kitchen. Such a great spot in Palm Beach Gardens, delicious Indian food, and they actually just opened a market, Mango Mercado. Go check that out too. Big fan of his work. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
We're heading to the kitchen at Ella Curry to really spice things up.
I'm learning how to make Indian street food and how to eat with my hands. They call you the flavor builder. I want to know how you get that title.
Racking up the flavors, building that flavor through from start of the, like how you're cutting onions to how the final product's gonna taste.
But let's be honest, in every small town
Yeah.
in England there's an Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
And a lot of great cooking going on.
I like it.
You know?
Ella Curry Kitchen is all about the regional cuisines of India. India is not about butter chicken and naan. India is about a lot more. So we are focusing on the forgotten sides.
I like that, yeah.
It's a wonderful thing to see guests from all around the world. There's a lot of obviously different cultures here.
Sure.
And they often close their eyes just while they taste the food, and it takes them to a place they've either been before that they're remembering, or it's reminding them that they want to go to a place where they can taste these flavors. But
Yeah.
fortunately, they have it now on their own doorstep.
These are semolina puris.
Okay.
And we're filling it with chickpea, beet, tamarind salad with a little bit of cilantro, scallion, and red onions. Then I'm gonna top it up with potato sev. And then you guys have green juice, we call it. It's a cilantro, mint, green apples, carrots,
Yeah.
spinach, kale, and ginger.
So I'm just going to pour this on top.
Pour the juice,
Pop these in, right?
a whole thing at a time. It's like a food shot. A lot of Indian street history is in this one bite.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Chef.
Thank you. Yeah?
Always takes me back. You
That
can't
is
just eat once, you
phenomenal.
gotta continue eating.
That is phenomenal.
I have the only West African children's program in all of the county. We're actually based out of Lake Worth. That's where I've been for the past 8 years.
Amazing. Have you seen it grow? Have you seen the interest grow?
So I have over 200 community partners.
Oh,
I have the community support of organizations that really love the arts like I do. I'm here and there and everywhere, from Belglade all the way to the Boca. But I have a really good rhythm now, and I'm really grateful
see
for
what
where
you
I'm
did
at.
there. I have really good rhythm
yeah,
now. I
you
see
like that?
That was good. That was good.
This is Afrobeat.
Yes, Afrobeat.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
So, we have a couple moves here.
Okay.
First move is called the shackle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Come on.
8. 1.
I know I'm surprising you right now. I know. You thought you had a novice on your hands.
He has a groove, right?
Come on.
Traditional West African dance is the foundation of my program.
Yep.
I've layered it with other dance genres of the diaspora, so including Haitian folklore dance, Afro beats, dance hall from Jamaica,
Sure.
soca dancing from Trinidad. So I've layered my program so that they come and they get the full African dance experience.
This is amazing. But what's the difference between the West African and then what are you layering on?
Traditional West African dance, I would say, is the original.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
traditional dance, these aren't movements that I'm making up. These are ancient movements
Right.
from thousands and thousands of years ago. As things migrate and change and evolve, just like people, dance changes. I teach my dancers, even in all of the genres that they learn, you can still see and feel the traditional.
core.
Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from Haiti. I was born and raised there. I came here when I was like 9. Folklore, it means a lot to me because, that's my home country's dance.
Of course.
It's very important, especially with slavery, so that was a way of them expressing themselves.
Yeah. It's almost like a history lesson, right?
Right. Somebody has to keep this tradition going. The children are the preservers of our culture. And so I believe that once you teach a child, you teach the next generation and the generation after that.
The South Florida Daily Set is sponsored by Eldorado Furniture. Welcome back into South Florida Daily. Hopefully you feel inspired to get out and explore one of these new places that we've introduced you to. Now we're going to go to Boca Raton. Maybe introduce you to a nature center that you've never been before. If you're looking for a great outdoor activity this summer, take the kids, take the family. This is the spot. Gumbo Limbo Nature Center. You can kayak, you can check out marine life, you can do some hiking, some snorkeling. You can do all the things. Let's learn more now on Wild Palm Beaches.
Every year on this very beach begins one of the most incredible journeys on our planet, right here in the Palm Beaches. Perhaps no creature symbolizes our relationship with the ocean more than the sea turtle. While born on land, these archangels of the underwater world have navigated our waterways since the age of the dinosaur. Sea turtles are among the oldest creatures on Earth and have remained essentially unchanged for 110 million years. Sea turtles are ancient mariners and are well adapted to a life on the move. Just in the past few decades, sea turtle populations have declined in certain locations due to poaching, destructive fishing practices, loss of habitat, water pollution, and other man-made pressures. There are countless issues that sea turtles can't overcome without conservation. Join us on this episode of the Wild Palm Beaches as we discover nature's greatest survival story.
Hi, I'm Leanne Welch. I'd like to welcome you to Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in beautiful Boca Raton, just another amazing part of the Wild Palm Beaches. What's not to love about sea turtles? Sea turtles are kind of our mascot of the Palm Beaches. We have critically important nesting habitat on our beaches. They come back to our beaches to lay their eggs every single summer, and our waters are absolutely filled with sea turtles all year long. Sea turtles use our beaches every summer. We have 3 species of turtles that nest on our beaches beginning in March, and they nest all the way through the end of nesting season in October. Visiting here at our nature center, you can sign up for a program where you can go out on the beach and be lucky enough to witness mama turtle laying her eggs, or come back a few months later and help us release those hatchling turtles back into the ocean. The work we're doing here is important not just here in the Palm Beaches, but on a global scale.
Palm Beach County, Florida has 47 miles of pristine Atlantic coastline and close proximity to the Gulf Stream, making our beaches one of the most important sea turtle nesting sites in the world. Sea turtles are reptiles remarkably suited to life in the sea. Their hydrodynamic shape, large size, and powerful front flippers allow them to dive to great depths and swim long distances. Although sea turtles can remain submerged for hours at a time while resting or sleeping, they typically surface several times each hour to breathe. There are 7 species of sea turtle: the green sea turtle, hawksbill sea turtle, loggerhead sea turtle, olive ridley sea turtle, Kemp's ridley sea turtle, leatherback sea turtle, and flatback sea turtle. In most sea turtles, the top shell or carapace is composed of many bones covered with horny scales or scutes. Unlike their terrestrial relatives, they cannot retract their heads into their shells. Sea turtles are a fundamental link in marine ecosystems. They help maintain the health of seagrass beds and coral reefs that benefit commercially valuable species such as shrimp, lobster, and tuna. Sea turtles are the live representatives of a group of reptiles that have existed on Earth and traveled our seas for the last 100 million years. What makes the Palm Beaches such a successful site for breeding sea turtles is the fact that our beaches here are very well protected. And it seems that the residents have embraced the local sea turtles that come up onto the beaches every year as one of their own.
It's summer in South Florida, and that means it's hot. It's really stinking hot. So we're getting outside, but if we get outside, we need to be near the water. In the water, we need to be around the water somehow. Billy C. from Scuba Nation is here to show us what's going on under the water here in Palm Beach County. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
Hey folks, so we're gonna just go over here, across the bridge, head over to the local dive shop. We're gonna talk to Julie. She's the local expert on all things diving right here in Palm Beach County.
First of all, we're the easternmost point of Florida. So we get so close to that Gulf Stream and our water's constantly moving. So we get that blue Bahama-like water as well as all that aquatic life that runs through the stream. Phenomenal reefs. I mean, people go to Cozumel and there's, oh, barracuda. Here there's schools of fish, there's turtles, there's sharks that swim through, a Goliath grouper maybe here or there. It's just, you never know, you gotta go. So there's sponge of corals, there's lobsters hiding in holes, there's everything that you could think of, and it's right here on our reef.
Palm Beach County offers miles of coral reef ecosystems with hundreds of species of marine life for you to explore, observe, and even photograph. By far, it's some of the best reef diving in Florida. Hey man, might be the world.
The reefs here in Palm Beach County, they're part of a barrier reef system that starts from here and goes all the way down to Key West. Snorkeling off the beach, shore diving under a bridge, shallow reefs, even the deeper reefs for the more advanced diver. This area covers people of all ages and all experience levels. And some of the best dive operators in the world reside right here, so you're always in great hands.
There's a trail of shipwrecks in Palm Beach County. It's a chain of wrecks sank for exploration. And the head of the class is the Anna Cecilia.
So it's called the Corridor, and you gotta come find out more about it. That's all I'm doing, not spoiling it here. And we have a 4-wreck dive. That could be done in all one tank. But that's 4 wrecks, you get to just enjoy as much as you can.
The Corridor is a 1,700-foot-long drift dive featuring shipwrecks, rock piles, which are home to schools of tropical fish, these huge Goliath groupers, sea turtles. Within moments of heading north out of Palm Beach Inlet, you could be exploring these monumental wrecks.
So you'll see a lot of snappers, you'll see a lot of Goliath groupers, you'll see just schools of fish, but those sharks and barracudas are awesome. They're the bigger things with those Goliath groupers, but they really put you in a small aspect. I mean, you're in their environment, so there's just bait fish everywhere. You see how big they are compared to you, and they're kind of intimidating, but they're big, gentle giants.
Artificial reefs are a great way to enhance marine life in barren areas of the seafloor. Kind of like when you have those particularly long stretches of sand. Well, these artificial reefs create substrate. It's like, adding condominiums for corals and fish life in the desert, right? And there was a gold standard for this in Palm Beach County, and it's called the Corridor. They have scuttled 35 ships since 1987. What's so great about diving in Palm Beach County is the variety. You got the reefs, you got the wrecks, you have even shore diving. But the best part is these ocean adventures are for all types of divers and snorkelers. So whether you want to snorkel with the family or head offshore to the reefs and wrecks, we got you covered here in Palm Beach County.
Arrive on a blissful morning. Golden rays of light to start the day. Take a walk along stretches of white sand. Towering palm trees sway with the breeze. Dive into the serene ocean. Hidden wonders beneath sapphire waters. Snorkel through tropical reefs. Colorful marine life within a maze of coral. And relax under the warm sun. A paradise where the hours melt away. Whether you're here to lounge, swim, fish, or stroll down the coast, it will be an experience unlike any other. Welcome to our world-class beaches. The perfect place for you. Discover thepalmbeaches.com.
All right, this is the end. We're so glad that you joined us here today for South Florida Daily, and hopefully you will join us again tomorrow. We have a great show in store for you. We are going fishing. We're going to Sailfish Marina with Nico Wolf, and our friend Kitty London is taking us to check out a delicious barbecue joint here in Palm Beach County. We're going to learn all about where it is, what they're serving up, and why you should try it out. Thanks so much for being here today. We will see you tomorrow on Fox 29 again at noon. See you later. The South Florida Daily Set is sponsored by Eldorado Furniture.